Oh, there we are. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Brian. Hope you're doing well today. Just doing a quick update this morning. It's Monday, the 9th of December, and I just wanted to give you an idea of the things I'm looking at today. Still not trading futures just yet. I've got some things going on with that new account that need to be sorted out before I can start trading. So kind of dead in the water there, but I can give you an idea of other things that I'm looking at and some of the tools that I use. So let's go ahead and pop over there and have a look. First things first, over here on the forex side of things, I like to play breakout trades. I've talked about this before. For me, it's all about keeping it simple. Again, find a currency or a couple of currencies you can watch, monitor what their current range is and how that compares to some longer term ranges, right? So pound yen, for example, it's a fairly volatile pair. It usually moves about 100 pips, 90 to 100 pips. Today we've moved about 50. So good opportunity to put a breakout in. So I've got a little box here, and you can do this without having any software. This is an EA that allows me to simply park a trade. I can put a trade on the top and the bottom of this box, and if the price moves down and moves to the bottom of this area, it'll fill that order, and it'll cancel the other, and it'll start ratcheting off risk. If it moves up, same thing. It'll fill that higher order and then cancel the other and then ratchet off risk as it goes. You can do the same thing by placing a pending order above and below the current price at a certain area that you'd like to put on there. You just simply find support or resistance areas if you want to use that, and then just hey, and then just put a limit order in that says, hey, if price breaks this area, then I'll buy it, and if it breaks below here, I'll sell it, and you can play it that way, and you can build in your stops and everything right through the software. You don't need an EA to do it. The only reason I use an EA for it is because MetaTrader 4, when it trails a stop, the built-in trailing function is not really a trailing function. If you have let's say you have a 10 pip trailing stop, it won't actually start trailing your stop until price has moved 10 pips in your favor and then go. A real trailing stop should be a 10 pip gap between your entry and a stop loss here. Then every pip it moves in your favor, it should trail that up for you. So anyway, I use that EA because it allows me to have a real trailing stop and keep that gap at 10 pips. So anyway, that's what I'm looking at there. From a future standpoint, again, not trading futures. If we were looking at this 3150 area up here, it's a pretty significant top. A couple of reasons. Whole number, it's midway between 3100 and 3200. So 3150 certainly would be an interesting point here. It's been looking at last week, it had held as a top. We reached it, it repelled off of it, retested it, repelled off of it. Right now, here Monday morning, we're pushing up pretty significantly. Got some momentum as the morning's getting going, pushing towards 3150. It'll be interesting to see what happens here. Will it break it? Will it get to this area, break and close above? If it does, good spot to look at a potential buy. We talk about biases in the past. I'd prefer to sell it off of there because it's just held as a top previously, and you wouldn't need a whole lot of risk. I mean, here about five points of risk on that trade. You could put a stop above 3155 and be fairly comfortable with it. See what it's going to do there. It's tough to step in front of this train, right? The train's been moving since really 2017. We've been in an upward, even longer than that, but we've been in a solid upward trend here for quite a while. So definitely, if you're looking to short it, it's certainly counter trend, but do with it what you will. 3150 though, definitely a key area. If it can reach that, for me personally, I'm not trading. If I was, I'd be selling it off of 3150. But of course, depending on what your trading plan is, watch that area and see what's going to happen with it. Certainly if it breaks above it, closes above it, you might look to go long off of there. But my first inclination would be to sell it off of that area. From a crypto standpoint, same kind of thing going on here on Ethereum, the ETHUSD. or USDT. 150 has been a pretty key area for about a week now. We've been testing this 150. If we can break 150 and close above, I'd be looking to go back long on it. From a Bitcoin standpoint, 7,600 is that key area. If we look here on a 4-hour chart, 7,600. If it can break 7,600, close above, then I'd be looking to go long on that Bitcoin as well. So a couple things going on, lots that we can do from a trading aspect. We talked a little bit about what we can look at here on I started to say crypto here on Forex. I mentioned what I'm looking at over here on futures, although I'm not trading futures, which is why I'm not digging into gold and crude as well. But just to give you some idea there of what we could look at on futures. And then of course crypto, I mentioned those key areas on ETH and Bitcoin. So we'll see where it shapes out, where it goes from here. I'm beta testing a new product in crypto. I have a friend that's been working for about a year now on getting a new product released that's kind of a passive trader. I'm beta testing that now. I'll let you know how that starts, how that's working out as we get further in and get some data behind us. But it's been performing really well up to this point, and I'm looking forward to see how it performs going forward. It's an automated trading system that allows you to park some discretionary funds and allow the system to trade for you. So we'll see how that goes, and obviously as we get some data behind it and it's ready to launch, I'll give you guys more information about that as we get there. So anyway, that's it for me for now. I will talk to you later. Oh, that pound yen that we were just looking at over here just broke down below that box, and we should be trailing off risk here pip for pip. So that's going pretty darn well as well. So all right, well, that's it for now. I'll check back in here in a bit. Have a great day.